Well, I wasn't wrong. Okay, so I saw The Purge, and wow, where to begin? I just want to mention something really quick here. Just want to go over the budget. This movie had roughly a $3 million budget. Now, performance-wise, it did over $85 million at the box office, and it was #1 for a little while. And for the life of me, I have no idea how this movie was garbage. Okay, I actually wrote a big laundry list here of issues I had with the movie. A lot of these happen in the first 30 minutes of the movie. Now, let's start with the basic premise of the story. This is an America Reborn. This is in the year 2022. And they do this thing called the Purge, where thanks to it, and here's plot hole #1. And this is not spoilers. This is like literally the first minute of the movie we find this out. Unemployment is at 1%. Crime is at an all-time low and violence barely exists, because with the Purge, it's this annual event where you can basically do whatever you want. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But anything you want, rape, murder, whatever, and you basically get it out of your system, and then for the rest of the year, you act like a nice, gentle human being, because that makes a heck of a lot of sense. Because nothing bad ever happens if you just get it out of your system. Then you're fine for the rest of the 364 days. That makes a lot of sense. It also makes a lot of sense how in the blue hell this was passed. I mean, okay, maybe that's the weakest of my little problems here, because I'm supposed to suspend my disbelief, but it makes no friggin' sense. Alright, moving on. We go from the opening, goes into a fun little montage where you see a lot of violence happening to happy music. And right off the bat, we cut to Ethan Hawke, who stars as the father of this family, whose job it is to sell security systems so people are safe. And there's plot hole #2, because you just revealed that not everyone is for this. Not everyone wants to participate, which once again, how? Cat. Once again, how did this get passed? How is this a thing when a vast majority of people, it looks like, doesn't want to participate? In fact, everywhere in Ethan Hawke's community, they don't want to participate. They sell the security system so they're safe. They don't need to take part in it. And they're all thanking Ethan Hawke up and down. Thank you so much for the security system, so I don't need to be involved in this terrible purge. Why does it exist? Not everyone is for it. God damn it. Yes, how did this get passed? I write down. This is just in the first 5 minutes, and we go into his family, who's now this is a home invasion type of horror movie, like The Strangers and whatnot. And in order for it to work, I understand you need someone needs to do something stupid, is how it comes about. No one has ever written one of these where they're completely smart and nothing ever happens as far as them screwing themselves over. Not here. The family is stupid, especially the youngest kid in the movie, which is weird because they build him up in the beginning as this genius, this tech guy. I mean, he's able to make like this sophisticated remote-controlled spy camera tank thing, toy. And it's supposed to, and you think, okay, he's intelligent, but as you can see from the trailer, so this is not a spoiler, he's the one who presses the button and causes all heck to break loose. Then there's his ungrateful daughter, who the writing is very basic and cliche. Like the teenager hates her family, and it's never explained why. I get, all right, I take that back. You know, she's dating someone older, but you know, and the father doesn't like it for the obvious reasons, and you know, gosh darn him for being sensible. So, gist of the story in summary here, it's night of the purge. They go on lockdown, and the son, who is a techie, so he knows his dad password, of course, sees a guy begging for help in the street. He decides to unlock the gate because now he has a problem with the purge, which once again we're gonna get back to in a second. He unlocks the door, lets the guy in. This is stupid move number one, by the way, because you're like, oh, it's a night of killers and whatnot. I'm sure the guy who's bleeding isn't a killer himself. Lets him in, and this causes this gang who was hunting the guy in the first place to come in and threaten to kill the family unless they give him the guy, and that's where the movie starts. This movie makes no sense, absolutely no sense. And I know they did this purge thing, the backdrop to, you know, sort of explain why all this is happening, but you really don't need a whole heck of a lot of plot to do a home invasion movie. I mean, just look at The Strangers. You know, that, you know, the people are crazy, they choose somebody random and want to kill them. Boom, done. This one, you have this whole government thing. Oh, by the way, let's go back to the purge, because there are rules, which blew my mind. There are rules to this thing. Mainly two. Number one, and there you cannot harm a government official. I think they said level 10 or higher. And this is to explain why no one kills the president, which a lot of people are happy with, but not me. If someone does do that in this time of lawlessness, what happens? Does like a ref come out, throw a flag? Do they pause the purge? What sense does this make? What is to stop anyone from doing this? You've basically said all law enforcement and what have you, you just take the night off. No one, if someone found the president and shot him, what happens? You know? Also, you can't use weapons of level 4 that are class 4 or higher, which essentially means anything past a grenade. Grenades, nukes, stuff like that, can't use them. So that's number 2. So, which once again, what's to stop people? I mean, it's easy to get a grenade now, and you're telling me that in this perfect world that it's impossible for someone to get their hands on a grenade, and then that's just the least of the blasted problems. The children make no sense to me. The very fact that they are against this whole thing, but this is all stuff you can find out in the first couple of minutes of the movie. That they're against the purge, but they grew up in it. You know, like they grew up in this atmosphere, and this family seems to be the one family that seems to have any kind of problem with the purge. Aside from the ones that, you know, I mean, as far as there are people that are hiding from it because they don't want to take part of it, but they still support the purge, which, if you support the purge, wouldn't you be taking part in the purge? Wouldn't you be killing people and not being frightened in your house for this period, running in fear? Oh my gosh. Going into special effects now. It's terrible. They do special effects for the gunshot wounds and whatnot, and it's really bad. I'm like talking like Resident Evil 1 bad. I didn't care for them. I mean, if you're gonna do a movie like this, just get real blood. It's that simple. I don't understand why everything needs to be CG. I can understand why an alien has to be CG, if you're doing something from space, why that needs to be CG. But if you're just doing a gunshot wound, just splurge and get the money for the gunshot wounds. It's that simple. Let's see. Okay, and I've been harping on it. As far as I'm concerned, there's one good thing in this movie, and that's a guy by the name of Rise Wakefield, and I know I'm mispronouncing it, but he essentially plays that. You've seen him in the trailer once again. He plays the really creepy leader of the group that's trying to kill this one guy, which, by the way, I don't understand. I know I say a good point and I'm gonna follow it up with something bad immediately, but I don't understand why they had to kill this one guy. I mean, it's a literal buffet of people you could kill, but they want to kill this one specific guy in this one specific house. Well, since they want to purge, go purge. That's like, there's a homeless guy down there. There's someone down there. Why does anyone live in America at this point? I mean, this would be one thing if it was worldwide, but it sounds like no one's for this. Oh my god. But anyway, going back to Wakefield, he pretty much plays the villain as if he's a very polite Joker. And it's really freaky. I really dug his performance. And I thought it really works, and for the time being, I mean, but as a whole, the movie makes no sense. It just distracts you from the overall plot because you're thinking, okay, why are they doing this? Why is that happening? Why is this a thing? And it just bogs you down. And not to mention the fact that the family, like I said, are stupid to a point where they're hiding from people in one scene, and they have flashlights that are lit in a dark room that they're waving around all over the place. And I don't care if the door's closed, you can see that through the cracks. And it was just And this movie was successful to a point where there is a sequel being made. I hope there is a prequel, so you can explain to me how truly bad America was that they needed to pass this. I would love to see someone just in Congress try to pass this bill. Like, yeah, I think this should be an annual event where we kill people once a year, completely fine. It's like there's so many questions on this one. Okay, my rating. No, pass. I mean, stay away from it. I mean, if you're like me and a creature of logic, then you stay away from this. It's just gonna raise more questions than you'll get answers for. I mean, small spoiler, you never find out why they want that one guy. If you're thinking that, oh, there must be something grand behind why they want this guy, or no explanation. They just wanted to kill him. And you know, if they just skipped the blasted house, everything would have been fine. You really do feel for Ethan Hawke because his family hates him, and I have no idea why, because he's literally doing everything to save them, but they treat him like he's this monster. It's like he can't do anything right, so pass on it. It's not good. I'm trying to think. All right. Look, I'll give it props for one thing, and it flowed well. I mean, I've been in movie theaters where it felt like a slow death, and it didn't really so much do that. I still didn't enjoy it. I still don't understand how it made so much money back, and I question what is a horror movie nowadays in this world. All right. Now that's it for our review on The Purge. Tomorrow we're gonna take a look at Slender Man. And yeah, I know what some of you are thinking. Yes, I mean that Slender Man, the one from video game fame, or should say Photoshop fame. And someone made a video of him, and it's on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description if you want to take a look at it. And we'll review it here on the show. So, till then, guys, we'll see you next time.